Hey guys, welcome to the review show. My name is Austin, and yes, The Last of Us is back with season 2, episode 1, Future Day. I did do a commentary series on season 1, and I will be doing a commentary series on season 2, which will start next Sunday, and every Sunday after that will be a new commentary on season 2. This time around this season, it's going to be a ton of fun. If you guys want to hear my thoughts on the previous season, go either check out the commentary series or go check out my season 1 review and season 1 reviews that I've done in the past. There's a playlist. I'll leave a link in the description for you guys to the commentary series and my original series as well. And this video will contain spoilers of episode 1. So if you haven't watched the episode yet, go watch the episode first and then come back where you left off on the video. Episode 1 picks up immediately after the cliffhanger in season 1 where Joel swears to Ellie that everything that happened to the Fireflies in the finale is true. And next it picks up 5 years later with Ellie kind of in a brawl with some dude. I don't know the name of the dude, but Jesse was also there, who's also in the video game. I will be doing some comparisons like I did in season 1 with the first game, with the first season, with the first game. So be expecting that this time around as well. And immediately, just from right the get-go, and this is probably going to get me a lot of hate, Bella Ramsey, even though I think her acting is fine, the character Ellie definitely has grown out of her. She just looks way too young for the part. It's just really a nitpick that I have. It doesn't really affect anything. It's mostly going to come from Bella Ramsey's acting, which here is fine. I mean, it's only episode 1, so we'll have to see how her anger and rage will come through in this season. We'll see how well she does with that and if she can pull it off. But I mean, like, we've already seen some of that in season 1 because there's a lot of rewrites in season 1 of her character where she's a little bit more dark and kind of less likable. So then it connects with season 2 because a lot of complaints with the second game is how Ellie is just not the same person. So instead of showing the growth into being this person like she was in the second game, they just decided just to make her, whoever her Ellie is in the second game, be season 1 Ellie, which I find to be annoying. She does fine in this first episode. I don't know, there's nothing really to take away from her performance. And so from there we move on walking around in Jackson, which looks really cool in snow. I wish I could be there. Jackson seems like a cool place to hang out in. And so from there we move on to Joel, who is a little bit more older. They're really trying to show how Joel has aged. I think he would be like 61 at the time of now where this is taking place. So he is kind of getting old. So it will have a factor with what happens in the season. But I do like this reintroduction to Joel, where he is like, kind of like, doing I guess like flip housing type of deal where he's building new housing for new people that are coming in. Because later on in the episode, you do see where they are taking in foreigners, which I think will hint at Abby, which I guess I skipped over that. Well, so the episode actually really does start out 5 years ago. I'm going to revert back real quick. But the episode actually starts out with Abby showing the massacre of what Joel did and how this is setting up Abby as the villain for season 2. And I thought this was the best way to open up the season, because this is what I was worried is, like, are they going to keep it a secret? Is it, I'm not too sure how, because one of my big issues with the second game is the thin writing for Abby to keep this reveal of like, oh, she's a Firefly and Joel killed people very close to her to make her get revenge on him. And that's kind of all I'm going to go really into it. They don't really dive much yet into it, but they do set up that there is a threat and a clear narrative with Abby, which I do like. So this does fix some elements with the second game, and I really do like that. What I do say is do not watch the Insider, like the post show thing that they put out at the end of the episodes, because the actor Abby spoils something that they didn't reveal yet, which I find very odd. So do not watch that if you don't know details about the second game and the reasons why she's doing it. I mean, like, there's enough, I guess, hinted there, but they don't really say why or who gets killed. So try to stay away from that. Now reverting back to Joel, which I found this to be cool that him and Dina are actually interacting with one another. In the video game, they had no relationship with one another at all. Like I don't even think they had a conversation in the video game. Like they know each other, but they don't even interact with one another. Here, they're like kind of like almost friends, and Dina's kind of wants to be there for Joel because Dina notices that Ellie is distancing herself from Joel, and so she's kind of like trying to play the middleman type of deal. And so I thought that was very interesting. They even hinted that they watch movies together, which I find very cool. And he kind of even sees like Dina as more of an as a daughter figure than Ellie now, which is which is interesting. I'm curious to see where they go with this friendship and if they will even build more upon it. The thing is, I actually really like Dina in this first episode with the amount of time that we've had with her already. She's already better than the video game Dina. It doesn't mean I don't like the video game Dina. This is the video game Dina. She's just kind of there, and her coding AI is not very good. She just kind of gets in the way. But here you really get to see Dina's personality of kind of being like this like ride or die type of girl, which is in the video game, but you get to see a little bit more of that in here. Eventually she does, take down some infected with Ellie, and later on in the episode, finally infected. That was like the biggest complaint I had with season 1, how the world doesn't feel like there's a threat besides Karen, which to a degree she wasn't even that big of a threat either. Here we finally actually get to see like infected and just like random zombies just kind of just wandering around because they got lost from a group that they were part of. It just makes the world feel more alive, and it's not like just one part of the episode. It's like it's just like kind of throughout, where one part early on in the episode where you see Tommy and Ellie doing some target practicing from far distance and sniping clickers, and next there's later on one when they go into a convenience store, which was a very intense scene in itself. Grocery store scene is very suspenseful, where you actually see the introduction to stalkers, which is a new infected that was introduced in the second game that is being introduced here, and they do it phenomenally well. They do a great job introducing this new infected, but at the same time it shows Ellie's dumbass being dumb. It's not really necessarily Bella Ramsey, and I see a lot of people getting backlash for not really liking Ellie, this version of Ellie, and next people take that as like, oh, you just don't like Bella Ramsey. You don't like that Bella Ramsey doesn't look like the character. Well, one, she doesn't look like the character, and still even more doesn't look like the character, but that's not really that big of a deal to me. It is a nitpick that I do have. Honestly, just this version of Ellie is just not likable. Even from season 1, she wasn't really that likable. She's even more kind of unlikable because one, she's not only just being asked to Joel, which there is a storyline to it for a reason, but she doesn't even care about her own well-being. Like she's like when she was out sniping with infected with Tommy, she was like screaming out that she's not infected, and it's like someone could have like heard that. Like I get she's kind of getting sick and tired of keeping this thing a secret, and she wants to not be tied down to anything, but it's like it feels so forced and it doesn't really make me like her anymore. And later on in the episode at that grocery store, she gets herself bit again by the stalker, and so it's just like they haven't done the character Ellie very well. They haven't give the character Ellie any form of justice, and it's so strange which the direction that they're taking the character. Speaking of Ellie being bit, after that Ellie and Dina, they go off to tell, I guess, the Jackson Council, because Jackson has like a government that's going on, to tell them about this new stalker. And something came to my mind while watching the episode is like they don't check their scouts that go out to look for, to see if they were bit, like, before they come in, so then no one else gets infected. Speaking of Ellie being bit, I find it to be very strange. It's like, what does that really add? Like, is it going to be like the reveal later on? Kind of slight spoilers, but Gina eventually does find out. So it's like, is that what they're using the bite for? But she has a bite on her arm, so it's like it doesn't. And there's a situation in the game that involves spores, so then that's how Dina finds out, because Ellie's breathing in spores. So I don't like. I just don't get the purpose of the bite, and there's a kind of like a little plot hole, as or at least like a concern of how stupid, showing off how stupid Jackson is, that they don't check their scouts that they send out when they come back if they got bit, and they're just trying to make sure that no one's hiding that they got infected, and next they risk everyone else that's in Jackson. I feel like that's something that they should have a protocol of. I don't know. And one of my favorite parts of this episode with Joel is that you find out that he's going to therapy, and he's having this conversation with Catherine I don't know how to say her name, but from the mom from Home Alone and the mom from Beetlejuice. You learn some form of details there, how much this is really affecting Joel, and that he killed her husband. So there's a guy named Gene in the game who was just kind of mentioned. They don't dive really much into Eugene's character in the video game. He was already dead as well in the video game. His name, he just gets brought up like once or twice. But here they tie this character to Catherine's character, which is very interesting. So Joel, we don't know why Joel killed Eugene, but he did, and so Catherine's character has something to hold against him. But she's also, kind of losing her patience while having these sessions with Joel, because she knows that Joel is hiding something from her, which is that he killed all the Fireflies, and that to save Ellie's life, because she's the cure. But he can't say that to her. So I found that to be a really good part of the episode. Here we get to the party scene, and with this party scene, it's not that big of a difference comparable to the game, but in this moment is where the show really shines on how very beautiful that the show is. Like this, like the pan down from the lights showing Ellie is such a fantastic shot. Like this is a very beautiful show, and I really like that shot a lot. And this whole entire interaction with her and Dina, which is very similar in the video game, but the actor that plays Dina just does a very good job bringing some form of life to these scenes, especially with Belle Ramsey. I mean, it's not, again, not to knock down Belle Ramsey, but whenever Dina comes into the scene, like, there's some form of like life that gets pulled right in, and it's just, she steals the whole entire scene whenever she's there. And next after that, Dina and Ellie kiss, in which they get shamed for, and next Joel kind of tries to step in and protect Ellie, and Ellie gets mad at Joel for overreacting. And here it kind of is a overreact, where Joel really shoves the guy onto the ground that calls Ellie and Dina a dyke. So it makes more sense here for Ellie's reaction than in the game. It was kind of like the other way around, where Ellie was kind of overreacting. And that's the one thing I really like about this season, or so far already, just from this one episode, is that they are really trying to improve the second game and do it much more better in the story side and how it's executed, especially even after season 1 of The Last of Us. Like they're even improving stuff from there by adding more infected and fixing the pacing. Like this episode is like an hour long, but it's like the pacing for it is very well done. The episode ends with Abby looking over Jackson, setting up episode 2. The tension is already better and there for this show in this season than in the game. Like the game is already being outdone a lot better here, and I'm really looking forward to episode 2. I think the execution so far have been great. There's little hiccups there and then, but the casting for most of the new characters are really good. I still like Joel, Pedro Pascal as Joel. Ellie, Belle Ramsey as Ellie. She's fine. She's okay. It's just really her character is not interesting like she is in either of the games. So I don't know. I'm curious to see any form of growth from Ellie, but this is a good start. I'm really liking where we're going, and I like that they are willing to bend backwards to fix things that were mistakes from the first season and even Last of Us Part 2. I'm gonna give The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 1, Future Days, an A minus. I had a really good time with this episode. This had great suspense. It looks amazing, great characters, and it's a great setup to this season. Hopefully, the quality that's in this episode is throughout the whole entire season. 7 episodes, a little iffy. We'll have to see. I know it's being split up into 2 seasons for the second game, but it's still a little iffy. We'll have to see how they do it. Hopefully, they do it well. And also, be looking out for a membership for the channel. I'm not too sure if it's 100% going to happen, but if I can get it to work, be looking out for that. It's only going to cost like $1 a month, and I'm not too sure what will go on it, but to test the waters for me and Cliff did react to the insiders that's at the end of like the last of Us episodes, that they go and they dive into what they did. So we gave our reactions to that and their and our thoughts on that. It's just to test the waters on the membership, because I'm really not too sure what to expect from this, but it is a good way to support me. If you guys really want to support the channel, please subscribe to it, and also let me know what you guys would love to see on that membership side. It would be a good support, and if you guys really like the channel, please do so. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like always, I'll see you guys in the next episode review. Bye, guys.